There's so much drama going on right now.
Girl, she not ready to have her.
Hey, what is up all my social climbing friends? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video, and yes girl, I am sitting outside. It is a little bit warm. I am a little bit sweaty now. I didn't know that it was going to be this warm. The sun is setting, so I decided that I was going to come out here and film this so I could get some fresh air while I spill the tea for you guys. I do quickly want to apologize because you may hear the fountain from the pool in the background. I'm going to try my best to edit that out. I really don't have any other place to sit outside right now, but I wanted to film outside, so we're going to deal with it. And before I get into this video, I do want to quickly just mention that in my previous video, I did shout out GC Hair AF, and I gave a great review of it because that product is a miracle in a bottle. If you look at my hair, you can tell how thick it is. And I gave my code in my last video, and girl, is there a bug around me? But apparently my code did not work for that product, and I apologize so much for that, but I was able to talk Jen into allowing my code to work for a few days for everyone that was not able to get it because of the price and my code not working, so I do apologize for that. So my code Dustin will work at GC and GC Love right now until Tuesday to get 30% off Hair AF. Now, the results that it has given me has honestly changed my life. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know that my hair was falling out. I don't know if it was stress, if it was my diet, what was going on, but my hair fell out, basically. I shaved it all off, and it fell out, and my hairline has never looked as good as it does now. So I have to thank Jen and Hair AF for this right here. But if you go over to GC, GerardCosmetics.com, and use code Dustin, you will get 30% off Hair AF until Tuesday. So if you are into that, if you want to try it, if you want to give it a go, I definitely suggest that you do it now while supplies last and while this code is active. Now, I did have quite a few questions about how I use it. I do use it topically, and I use a derma roller. I also had questions if it works for men and women. It does work for men and women. It can also be taken orally. A lot of people decide to take it orally. I just decided to put it right on the problem area because I wanted to see how that would work with a derma roller, and this is the results that I got, you guys. My hair is super thick, so if you've seen hair in the sink, if you've seen hair on your pillowcase, I implore you to just give this a shot because I was just completely shook myself. Now, you guys, with all of that out of the way, I do want to say that what I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be about Jeffree Star, Jaclyn Hill, and James Charles, because there was an article posted today by New York Times pretty much calling Morphe out on a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if you followed the beauty drama in the beauty community for a very long time, you know that Morphe is shady. They've had all kinds of issues with Jaclyn Hill's launches. They've had all kinds of issues with Jeffree Star's brushes when he launched them. And the whole thing with James Charles after the fact, after he admitted to doing certain things, and people were very pissed off at Morphe, and now I think that it's finally coming full circle. Now, this time last year, I believe that Morphe was in some trouble, financial trouble, because they did have some stores that they weren't paying their rent on. I don't know what happened with that or whatever came of that. I do want to look into that and see if there's anything that has came of it, if they remedied the situation, or if they're still in the rear, girl. But let's just dive into this article really quickly because there's a lot going on here. Okay, so this article is titled, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to go over some key points, and I'm going to link it in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourself if you have not got a chance to read it. But it's titled, "The Morphe Beauty Saga Isn't Pretty. What happens when beauty brands collaborators become too controversial, makeup trends change, and Gen Zers flock to TikTok?" I want to read this first bit about James really quickly because you guys already know what it's about, but you don't know what it's about because you haven't seen the article. But it's just really crazy to me that New York Times put this in their article. It says, "The James Charles palette from the makeup company Morphe had it all. 39 eyeshadows in glittery pinks, blues, audacious neons, non-shimmery neutrals, and a solid gold tie-up with James Charles, the beauty influencer. It sold out several times and generated tons of attention for Morphe since the palette's debut in late 2018. But last year, Morphe's business relationship with Mr. Charles ended after accusations emerged about the influencer had sent sexual messages to underage boys, the latest in a series of controversies for Morphe and its parent company, Forma Brands. Forma also owns Morphe too, a makeup and skincare line geared towards Gen Z, Jaclyn Cosmetics, a label from the influencer Jaclyn Hill, and helped to create Rim Beauty for Ariana Grande's makeup line." So, I mean, we all pretty much knew this. It was not really ever a secret. I always thought it was really interesting that Jaclyn Hill said that her makeup brand was her own, when in reality it wasn't. She was just like the creative director of everything. She had an idea for a makeup brand or a makeup product, and she just slapped her name on a Morphe product, if you ask me. Even down to the brushes. Jaclyn Hill came out with brushes, and they were literally just Morphe brushes with the numbers changed on them. There was a whole bunch of scammery going on, in my opinion, because you guys know, you know how Morphe is. But this article goes on and says, then in 2018, news of Morphe's partner started to seep into mainstream media. A video had surfaced of Mr. Star making racist comments, and he later apologized. Complaints from customers that Miss Hill's lipsticks were very poor quality went viral, and she offered a full refund last April. Mr. Charles, who was 21 at the time, admitted to sending sexually explicit online messages to 16-year-old boys and said he didn't know they were underage. Mr. Star didn't respond to the request from comments for this article. Miss Hill and Mr. Charles declined to comment for this article. Now, why would they comment on this? There's no way in hell that Jeffree Star is going to comment on this. There's no way in hell Jaclyn Hill is going to comment on this. And out of all three, we all know that James Charles is not going to comment on this because he, out of all of them, is the one that is still doing these things, in my opinion. Because we all know it's no secret. He admitted to this on Twitter. He put out a whole statement about this, retracted it. He posted a whole video about it, saying he was desperate.
And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate.
And then retracted the video and then went on as if nothing ever happened. There's definitely some repetition there with James Charles, and I think that it's really great that the mainstream media is finally picking up on this and actually holding James Charles's feet to the fire, because we as content creators that cover these people, we can only do so much. Like, we can push it as far as we can push it, and then we can't push it anymore. It has to go somewhere from us, you know what I mean? And I feel like The Insider, they've done a lot of articles, and I feel like they've done a great job of really spreading the word out there outside of the YouTube media sphere. But for New York Times to pick this up, this is a very big thing, and I don't know what's going to happen with this. I feel like if they're dabbling in this, they see potential, and I feel like they're going to continue to dig until they get more information. Now, this article goes on to explain more in depth about Morphe, and you guys all pretty much know the history of Morphe and how Morphe works. They have affiliate codes, different people push them. It even mentions Tati, it even mentions, I think, Patrick Star, I could be wrong. But you guys all know how Morphe works. And it basically just went on to say that people will just start buying this shit anymore because they figured out that Morphe is a shitty brand, and the way that they treat people and the people that they have working with them is just a bad mix. It's my personal opinion that I think that Morphe will not be around in 5 years. I think that they have just bitten off more than they can chew at this point, and Forma has just gotten so big, and they have been so dependent on these different influencers to push their brand and to promote their brand that they back themselves into a corner now because nobody wants to deal with influencers. We all know how problematic influencers can be. They all have scandals. They're all liars. They're all cheaters. They all have done stuff that has been done in the dark that has not came to the light yet. And the moment that another influencer with a code gets pissed off at them, they're going to do whatever they can to take that person down. I mean, do you guys remember what happened with Jaclyn Hill and Kathleen Lights? It's my opinion that Jaclyn Hill did that on purpose to try to take Kathleen down. Something else that I found really shady about Morphe and everything was the fact that Jaclyn Hill allegedly got paid more than other influencers that were promoting the same shit as her. And I think that maybe even Jaclyn Hill's code worked for like an even higher percentage off. Maybe. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's a thing. Is that a fever dream? Am I imagining that? Anyway, I digress. I think that it's great that the New York Times is covering this. I think that it's good to have new, fresh eyes on this. And I think that it'll be interesting to see what comes of this, because this could pique the interest of other people that are not in the beauty community or the beauty commentary drama community that are going to look into this, and they may find out even more things that we didn't know before. Morphe really truly is the gift that keeps on giving. Like, do you guys remember when Laura Lee and Manny MUA went into Morphe and acted as if they were shopping to do a giveaway, and they were like, oh, I'm buying this, and then Laura was like, I'm buying this, and Manny was like, I'm buying this, and then the receipt came out and it was zero? That was major news back in the day, and Morphe was right in the middle of it. Like, that is shady business. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I am going to link this article down in the description box of this video for you guys to go check out. I think you do have to sign up for it. It's free. It didn't cost me anything. I looked at the whole thing. It's right here in front of me. But I was actually astonished at the amount of information that was in this and just how they worded everything and put everything together. It doesn't look good for Morphe. It hasn't looked good for Morphe for a long time, but I really think that it's looking bad now, and I'm pretty sure that all the people that are on the director board over at Morphe are probably shitting their pants because they're going to be getting more attention than they have for a long time, and I think it serves their asses right. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all that down below. But I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Don't forget to go over to GC if you're inclined to buy Hair AF or try it. You will get 30% off. It is an affiliate code, so I will make a commission. I just want to be like completely transparent about that. But the results do speak for themselves. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.